Hi there, welcome back to the programme and welcome to an improvised version of the Whelen shelter, an open fronted bivvy with an awning to protect the fire and a sloping roof to reflect the heat back in on the occupant. We're going to sort of effectively rewind in a minute to last night. I'm going to show you how that worked, but just in the meantime I'm going to give you a quick tour around the shelter. This the awning is pooling some water. A central spiral will prevent that. Going to need to figure out a better way than using those sticks of tensioning the main part of the shelter. As you can see, this is the base of an old tent which I cut out. I found it abandoned. I've just weighted it down here because I ran out of string last night. This is the sort of the mainstay of the whole thing, a really taut tarp line. Without that, you've got to use a ton more wood to make a whole system of sort of spars and rails, and that's simply not practical as far as I'm concerned. Got my hurricane lamp out. I've had that in the garage for years. Never really used it, but for a setup like this it's absolutely ideal. So I'm going to put my light off now. Don't know how much of this you'll be able to see, but it's absolutely lovely. It's got a real sort of traditional traditional feel to it. Even though we're using some modern materials. So yeah, all in all, very happy. Last camp out of the year, New Year's Eve tomorrow, and as usual, just loving being out in the forest. So yeah, check back with you in a bit. Here's what I want you to look at. I'll have a look at the shelter. If you come over here, you can see outside temperature is we're reading 4 degrees there. Not exactly traditional late December Scottish weather, which is the time of year we have. Going to take that inside the shelter and let it give us a reading from in there, where I suspect it will be a little bit warmer. Well, the thermometer's had a little bit of time to acclimatise here in the shelter. Still climbing slowly. It's reading a balmy 25.4 degrees, so that's yeah, that's significantly warmer than outside. Obviously that's the upper part of the shelter. It's cooler down here for sure, but something Colonel Whelen didn't have was a space blanket, and if I put that up here, very cheap, easy to do, I'm guessing it would reflect a lot more heat back down here, so that's something for next time. Fire's on its way out. It's done its job though. It's heated the shelter. It's going to get cool tonight, definitely. But hey, that's all kind of worked. Happy days. Something else as a note to self. This time of year, gathering wood of this thickness, even though it was standing dead wood and it had all the promising signs. The rain we've had, absolute deluge over weeks, has penetrated the wood, and it was slow to burn. Really, at this time of year, and I should have known this, you need to be gathering and processing some sort of significantly thicker stuff. Only brought light tools with me tonight, but yeah, it did its job in the end. But if I'd really needed to sort of keep the cold out, this sort of wood just wouldn't have answered the purpose. But yeah, for tonight, because it's very mild, well, I got no complaints. Okay, briefly, that's been the Whelen shelter. If you look up Dave Canterbury on YouTube, he does a sort of a fuller explanation of the traditional canvas version. But it's a tremendous amount of wood and cordage and stakes and everything to get it to stay up. I prefer this because it's lighter to carry and it depends more on the ridgeline, which I find a little bit more practical. Anyway, thanks for joining us. I'm just going to get a brew on and get home because it's been a little bit cold last night, and we'll speak again soon. Take care. Bye.